If ever there was a year for a new politically aimed album at the world's current problems with plenty of screaming and anger behind it, it's 2020. If ever there was a band that was up for the challenge, it's Lamb of God. The band's 10th studio album is advertised by Randy Blythe as being an entire record that is completely political and meant to call out the system. It's 2020. This is the year to get rid of that soft, weak attitude of, keep politics out of my music. One way or another, everyone chooses a side, and 2020 is really making us choose sides a lot faster. Lamb of God chose their side a long time ago, and this self-titled album only reinforces their point. Following 2015's Sturm and Drang, this new album includes a lineup change with a new drummer Art Cruz and features collaborations from big names like Chuck Billy and Jamie Josta. The fact that Lamb of God was willing to name this album after the band, many years into the band's career, is a big statement. Elaborating on the new album's meaning and direction, Randy Blythe said in an interview with Drang, "There are two sides of the same coin. Civility and discourse is at an all-time low, and that's because people view political parties now not for their policies, but they support these different parties like sports teams. The lyrics reflects that. The system is a fraud." At 10 tracks across 44.5 minutes, the messages in the album are clear, and there is a standard style that Lamb of God have held over many years that is kept on this self-title. In a short summation, 2020 Lamb of God is exactly what Lamb of God fans could hope for. The band knows what they want to be, and the fans know what they want in the music. This is the first full Lamb of God album in several years, and while the band has been actively touring and working on new material over the time, it's 2020 that finally pushed the group over the edge to bring something new to the table. So, 2020 finally brought us something good. Man, that sounds weird to say. Of the several singles that were released before the album dropped, the first was Checkmate, and when posted online, it did polarize a few fans of what they were expecting. The song is definitely directed at US leadership, especially people at the very top in regards to evil and corruption. Singing about the American scream really stands out. Musically, it's not much more than the band has done before, but this song really revolves around the message. Memento Mori was the second single to come to light and is a strong album opener. The soft and unsettling opening, I feel, is way too long, but when Randy finally kicks in, it opens up and truly feels like a big deal. The guitar work and quick riffs are punchy and stand out well on top of some killer blasts from the drums. It works, but admittedly, it's not much more than we've heard from Lamb of God before. New Colossal Hate comes halfway through the album and has a good hook with the song title and the chorus in general, along with some lead guitar work from Morton, who, let's be honest, is still an untouchable guitarist. The song overall, though, is good. It works. The song breaks open in the second half, and I think this is much better and has a stronger groove than the previous singles. The final song to be released before the album was Roots, featuring Chuck Billy from Testament. This song has the thrash style kicked up a notch, and it's killer. The speed takes things up a level, and the dynamic with Blythe and Billy is great. The chorus is deeper in tone, but still carries the same speed as the verses. The song is great and probably should have been focused on more than Checkmate. It's a unique situation where the singles got better as they were released, ending with that song featuring Chuck Billy. Where the first couple singles definitely were more of the same, it's the latter two that I felt more fresh and more engaging stuff from the band. I don't remember any other album having that situation, or at least not off the top of my head. Going through the rest of the album, Gears has a quicker delivery from Blythe, and the song feels aggressive towards specific people. Lyrically, the song expresses anger, and the different changes in groove and tone add to the ferociousness. The bridge takes a step back in speed, but things pick back up with a strong solo, and Gears goes by quickly. Reality Bath has Randy speaking in the opening over guitar rhythm, and it does take you out of the experience, but when the heavy riff and drum track kicks in, Randy cuts loose, and the song stands out well. Another Massacre, Another Day Gone By, this is the new abnormal. It's a lyric line tailor-made for 2020. Resurrection Man is 5 minutes of hard growling. There is a heavy breakdown and speed change at the end that adds a nice bit of variety. Lines like Talking Heads as the Living Dead and Burying You 6 Feet Down really sets a visual. Not much more that the band has done, but, lyrically it's memorable. We then get to Poison Dream featuring Jamie Josta of Hatebreed, and this song is a standout on the entire album. It's the style and vocal difference between Josta and Blythe that makes the song work so well. The opening drum pound, Morton's fantastic guitar work, everything about this is groove metal done right. Poison Dream is killer and probably my favorite song on the album. Bloodshot Eyes revolves around the chorus delivery. The speed changes and volume shift from Blythe makes the song feel like two completely different tracks, and while I don't think the song is terrible, it does feel a bit disjointed in that sense. Finally, we end with On the Hook at 4.5 minutes where the band sounds like they are giving an anthem to generations rebelling and standing up for themselves. The track at times feels like every band member is doing what they can to go crazy with the heaviest rhythm possible. It's not anything you haven't heard musically, but also not a terrible way to end an album. I did not think I was going to enjoy this album as much as I did, especially after hearing the first two singles. I came into the self-titled hoping that Lamb of God would offer something with a little bit more variety. The last two albums from them were solid, but I felt that Lamb of God had a lot of similar sounding material in those releases. On the self-title, I do feel there are a few tracks proving they are not only capable of delivering something strong and reliable, but also proving they have a few tricks up their sleeve. Add some special appearances and the strong lyric content, and it bumps the album up an extra point. Overall, Lamb of God's self-titled album is a testament to the issues of 2020 and also proves that Lamb of God can deliver deep into their career. Randy Blythe still has force in his growl, Morton proves why he's one of the best, and the special appearances add something unique. If you are a longtime fan of Lamb of God, or you are fed up with the current state of society, this album is worth checking out. What did you think of Lamb of God's self-title? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Big thanks to my patrons and a special thanks to Brandon Barenfeld, Chris Doman, and Dom Smith. You can have a say in upcoming videos and support the channel through Patreon. Just $2 a month goes a long way. Click on the link in the video description or YouTube card for more info. Please subscribe to stay notified on upcoming videos. You can check out my concert photography on Patreon, and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook and Twitter.